Well, we have two loaded backcourts here tonight, Clark. It should be a very intriguing matchup.
You know, Kevin, in years past, it used to be the small forwards were your dominant scorers in the league, and that's still pretty prevalent. But in this day and age, well, I tell you, the point guard play, not only are those point guards able to assist and set people up and lead their teams, but a lot of them are high-octane scorers as well. A lot of fun to watch.
A lot of things happen on both ends of the floor.
No doubt.
And the starting group for the Spurs. Yao is out there with Duncan. Then it's Tracy McGrady. Then there's Carter. And it's West in at the point guard position. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. Philadelphia on D. McGrady outside. Off target from three-point range. Now the 76ers with it. Johnson, the pass to Drexler. Johnson inside. Defended by West. Got a piece of it. Johnson gets the bucket. Johnson's got his second basket.
Yeah, watching Johnson exert his will down low now, using his height and quick release quite well inside.
The pass to West. Now Yao, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. And stolen by Irving. Passes it to Drexler. And Drexler throws it down.
Yeah, you know, one thing about being a great scorer, you draw a lot of defensive attention. And there, Irving takes advantage by finding an open teammate.
With the amount of characters and personalities on this Sixers team, Clark, you can't help but notice the attitude they play with. Yeah,
they play with edge. They play with brashness. Some would say arrogance, but all of the championship teams have some element of that, and that's where they're looking to go. On occasion, if their emotions get out of whack, it could get them in trouble, but I think they'll learn as they grow to tone that down and use it in a positive way.
Here is Carter, following the score by Clyde Drexler. Goes up, and Drexler throws it down hard.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution, time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Clark, an interesting aspect of the one-and-done controversy. Increasingly, these guys are being asked to take on a big role in the NBA right away.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I'm all for guys that have the unique ability and opportunity to play pro basketball out of high school or after 1 or 2 years of college. I would love to see college kids hang around for 2 or 3 years, but that's not realistic for the supremely gifted. But it does put pressure on your teams if you're expecting these young guys to come in and impact winning right away. It takes a little time in most cases for even really highly talented players to become winning NBA players.
Here's Duncan. 76ers getting the bucket. West, right side. Pass to Yao. Duncan, left side. 6 to shoot. And Davis sends it back.
Boy, I tell you what, Davis uses his length so well. I mean, a defensive stalwart who holds his ground, and because of his timing and length and athleticism, he's an excellent shot blocker.
And the 76ers with some changes. Ewing comes in for Chamberlain, and Carmelo Anthony subbed in for Irving. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Duncan with the bucket.
Well, you know, Duncan's too big and talented not to put a body on him, and he's always lurking around looking for offensive boards.
Johnson kicks to Drexler. Back to Johnson. Walton with the steal. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
Now here's Drexler. He's got 6. A floater hangs, and Ewing with the nice inside bucket.
Very self-confident in the paint. Ewing excels at scoring close to the hoop.
And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
You two players.
And so here is Philadelphia. Johnson, the pass to Drexler. Now Ewing, covered by Havlicek. Here's Johnson. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Johnson's got 6.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Havlicek outside. 23 seconds left here in the first quarter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pierce. The rebound by Johnson.
Not surprising he missed that one, though, Kevin. I mean, the defense was very aggressive on him there.
Davis kicks to Johnson. Back to Davis. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Tim Duncan picks one up.
Davis is really the total package. A mobile, sharp-shooting big guy who can score from everywhere.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And so Anthony Davis nails both of them. So as we end the first quarter, already a double-digit ball game. 76ers on top. They lead by 12. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for Philadelphia.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
On the floor for San Antonio, Green is out there with Pierce. Then it's Walton. Then there's Havlicek, and it's Kuzi in at the 1 spot. And finished off by Davis.
And Irving is comfortable running the offense. When a teammate's open, he's quick to whip it around and get him a good look.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Pierce. Pass to Green. John Havlicek on the wing. 4 on the shot clock. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Davis.
Yeah, and among the many things to like about Hondo, he is strictly about the team. Willing to take on any role. He just wants to win.
Chamberlain's checked in for the 76ers. Irving comes in for Anthony Davis. Irving with the ball. West picks him up. 3-pointer. They get it again.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. San Antonio calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
The Spurs making a switch here. Carter's checked in. Nailed from three-point land. And the regular season officially begins. Most rookies around the league, Clark, will have their eyes wide open. I mean, wow, what an eye-opening experience to play with this speed, this talent. How nervous were you going back to that time in your life? How nervous were you on opening night?
Very nervous, really excited, but there were some butterflies that I had to work really hard at trying to get them to fly in formation because they were all over the place, Kevin. But ultimately, once you get out there and you break that first sweat or you get that first hit or bucket, then it simply becomes basketball. But prior to that, pregame meal, your nap before the game, the butterflies are doing their own thing.
And the jam by Dennis Rodman.
And of all the attributes, one thing that sometimes gets overlooked with Chamberlain is the court vision. Makes a great read there.
He gets that one.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
Rodman with the ball. Now Green defending. A shot. Irving can't get it to go. Spurs trail by 9. Carter kicks it to West. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. And Yao gets it to go.
And Ming is mammoth in terms of his size, exceptional at using it to snare those offensive rebounds.
Here's Chamberlain, and they pick up 2. Chamberlain got his second basket of the night.
And that's how you move the basketball. Awesome passing leading to the bucket.
Outside Carter, score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
After going scoreless in the first, he's really found a way to turn it on here in the second quarter.
Irving kicks to Chamberlain. Rodman with the ball. Back to Chamberlain. Here's Irving. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Spurs trail by 8. West outside. Rebounded by Rodman. The 76ers have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting.
And you have to appreciate the reach of Ming. Superb at putting himself in a good position there to block the shot.
There's the feed to McGrady. The shot's good on the assist by West.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Outside Irving. They get a hand on it. Over West. Chamberlain. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
And I'll tell you, the combination of agility, wingspan, and stamina, very difficult to keep Wilt from scoring off those misses.
And so it's Philadelphia in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Pop. Facing a deficit in the second half. What do you tell your guys?
I think we just moved the ball a little bit.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway. Philadelphia finds themselves ahead after 2 quarters. They have an 8-point lead. And over to Shaq. What did you think about Philadelphia?
I like their commitment to that inside game, boy. Get it inside to the post. Got to be scoring in the post, splashing to the basket. Just shoot the high percentage shot. No jumpers, no threes. They're being a more aggressive team, a more physical team. They're definitely going to win this game, Ernie.
Kenny, how do you think San Antonio played?
Well, they're facing a team that shot very well in the first half. Now, that being said, they probably weren't aggressive enough on the defensive end. That was the difference.
And that does it for our halftime.
The beautiful skyline of downtown Philadelphia, all lit up, dressed up, and ready to go. And we've got third quarter of basketball for you, 2 quarters in the books. Vince Carter really making a difference here.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him, a scoring machine here in that first half.
Yeah, and it's been fun to watch, partner, because not only is he shooting a high percentage, a good percentage, he's also carrying the team.
They've got Drexler. Irving is out there with Davis. Then there's Chamberlain, and it's Johnson in at point guard. And that's the group for Brett Brown as we begin the second half. West misses.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range, extended out nicely, and definitely bothered the shot.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear. It's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
Here's Carter. He kicks it to Young. Back to Carter from downtown. The putback goes up again. Chamberlain with the block.
Man, what a well-coordinated athlete at his size. To add that superior timing, hard to get shots over Wilt Chamberlain.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Up again. It's good on the putback.
There you go. Relentless pursuit of the ball. I love it. He never stopped working.
Philadelphia leading by 8. Johnson surveying the floor. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. And that one, good.
You don't see that too often, the fadeaway shot when he's wide open.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Clark, you once worked for the Indiana Pacers, vice president, player relations, and really had your fingerprints on a lot of part of that organization. Could you see yourself going back to an NBA front office role?
I don't anticipate that. I love what I do as a broadcaster. I really feel as though I'm right where God wants me to be. Currently had a wonderful tenure with the Pacers, 32 years between playing, broadcasting both radio and television, and then 4 years in the VP of Player Relations role. Phenomenal relationships with a number of people, but no, I think that chapter for me is in the rearview mirror.
I speak for everyone playing the game, watching the game. We're glad you're in broadcasting, I'll tell you that.
Thank you, partner.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
First one falls for him.
And Paul Pierce, so efficient at the offensive end. They call him the truth because he's known for making big shots at big times.
Both good from the line that time.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Johnson outside. 1:58 left in the third quarter of the game. The shot will not fall. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Next game for them, they'll take on the Raptors at Toronto. Here's against Anthony. Now here's Pierce. Guarded closer. Out to Duncan. Just 5 to shoot. From deep. Excellent D there by Johnson.
And truth is, though he misses that one, it's a shot he normally makes.
You're exactly right, Greg. That's certainly in his range. Forget about the miss and get ready for the next one.
And a look now at the San Antonio Spurs' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Toronto Raptors. Then on Sunday, they'll be facing Kawhi Leonard and the New York Knicks.
And that one against the Pistons, it's always interesting for top teams to see how they compare to the best in the East. This will be a chance to see just what this group is made of.
Gotta like the confidence. Such an important part of making shots. Nice seeing a big man knock down free throws.
Walton, the pass to Kuzi. Doesn't go that time. Great D that time from Davis. To the inside. It's Ewing that time on the assist by Johnson.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
There's 47 seconds left to play in the third. Kicks it to Drexler. Ewing the pass to Johnson. Over Kuzi. Johnson gets the bucket. Johnson's got 10 points in the game.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Havlicek outside. 19 seconds left here in the third quarter. Pierce against Anthony. Now here's Johnson. He's got 10. From 13, the shot, no good.
You just make the assumption that's going down. I mean, an uncontested mid-range jumper, I think he should have buried it, but you know what? He didn't. It happens.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. 76ers lead by 12. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. On the floor for San Antonio, they've got Tracy McGrady. Carter is out there with West, and it's Duncan, and it's Yao in at the 5.
One shot.
And that one falls for Johnson. Clark, so many teams now looking to play with pace. When you think of the most fierce transition players that embrace that pace, who comes to mind?
Man, there are so many lethal operators in transition in the league. I mean, Victor Oladipo with my former team, the Indiana Pacers, really blossomed this past season. Kevin Durant, at his size, ball handling skills, agility, shooting ability. He's a nightmare coming at you in transition. Giannis Antetokounmpo, similar to KD without the jump shot currently. But I'm sure that's coming. Russell Westbrook, how could you not list him? Because he is downhill all the time with strength and ferocity. And then in terms of snipers, you look at Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. Those two guys know how to get to that three-point line in a hurry and hurt you.
Here's Duncan. Misses off the right iron.
Has to be disappointing seeing him miss that one, Kevin. I mean, the defense wasn't bad, but still, I think he needs to convert from there. Hey, when you throw it Drexler's way, expect the exciting, because this guy doesn't disappoint. One of the best alley-oop throw-downers in the game.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
And they're moving it up. Puts one up from 19. San Antonio with the rebound. Right wing. Here's West. Nice shot from the wing.
I mean, that's what I'd call the prototype. When you talk about catching and shooting, West squares those shoulders, elbow in perfect alignment. Money.
Johnson up top, fended by West. Feeds it to Davis. Duncan with the block, and he gets it back. And Davis puts it in. And here's Carter. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Now the pass to Yao. And he gets it to go.
Got to respect Yao. Awesome. Absolutely awesome at getting his shot up and over the defense, in part because he's so big. Irving
against McGrady. Now, here is Irving. He's covered closely over McGrady. It's deflected. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. The 76ers leading by 17. On the wing, Irving. Johnson against West. Outside Irving. There's the triple. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Irving's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Philadelphia.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And by getting the hard-earned victory here this evening, they'll have snapped that 1-1 season series deadlock and finished 2 up, 1 down on the year against the Spurs.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Johnson.
And I thought the defense really looked lost out there, helpless. He had an answer for whatever they threw his way.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Patrick Ewing's checked in for Anthony Davis. Rodman comes in for Irving. Petrovic is checked in for Clyde Drexler. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Johnson. Chamberlain hits them both. You know, Clark, when you think about it, all fans really care about is winning, and that's hard to pull off when you're the only star on your team. We see it all over the league.
You know, basketball is not tennis or golf. It's a team game, and one man can't win a championship by himself. I mean, when you look at all the championship teams, they were championship teams, not driven by just one star player. And it's a blessing when you can play with other good players, and that's what all good players desire to do at some point in their career.
Passes to Petrovic. Shot clock at 5. It's not going to go for him. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way.
76ers foul call.
Carmelo Anthony is checked in for Chamberlain.
First personal foul. Coming onto the floor for your 76ers. Carmelo Anthony.
It's stolen by Rodman. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Well, they've got to be pleased with the effort they've seen so far tonight. Everybody pitching in for what looks to be a solid W.
That free throw good from Kyrie Irving.
I don't know if there's a player in the league that has better handles than Kyrie Irving. As a matter of fact, his handles are as good as any I've seen in the history of the game. Smooth, crafty, cunning. Man, it is so much a joy to watch this guy do his thing.
So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home, no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And that's going to